Hello everyone, this is part 15 of What If Naruto Had the Ultimate Dojutsu, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to share, and check out the playlist, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Join my membership, the perks are great. It's in the description. Alright Akira, you've pissed me off and you're going to regret it now. Naruto said with his new sand swirling around. The steam coming off it was enough to make everyone sweat from the heat of it. What kind of sand is that? It's so different from Gaara-san's sand, Lee said while Neji and Kakashi activated their Sharingan and Byakugan. They looked into Naruto's chakra network and nearly widened their eyes. So that's what he's doing, Neji said, bringing everyone's attention to him. Kakashi chuckled at Naruto's ingenuity while Tenten wanted to know. What's Naruto doing, Neji? Tenten asked. Everyone grouped around him and even some of the Chunin leaned in close to hear. Neji gave a small grin and looked at Naruto. Naruto-san is manipulating his chakra network into the Kaiten affinity. It's leaking from his body and he pours the Kaiten chakra into his sand, which heats the sand up to an incredible degree. That accounts for the sand's crimsonish color and the steam. It's amazing that Naruto can do that. The chakra control it takes to do that must be insane, Neji uttered, and everyone stared at Naruto. The blonde's eyes were burning from the Shinseinigan. Naruto always wanted to save his own dojutsu for last resorts. Can't let the enemy know all his tricks, not to mention that having the Byakugan and Sharingan were kind of cool since he could piss off some people who were mean to him in the past. It's why Naruto stuck mainly to the Byakugan or Sharingan. But this situation demanded the Shinseinigan and Naruto wasn't one to ignore that calling at all. Meanwhile, Akira's body was glowing with purplish chakra. The markings becoming evident all over his body. It really did suck that in this match the officials couldn't interfere since this was a clan issue and Akira hadn't directly done anything to Konoha, so they couldn't stop him from using the curse mark either. Well brat, let's go. I'll mop the floor with your right now. Akira yelled, and in a blur of speed that made Naruto almost gasp, he punched at the blonde, but to Naruto's surprise, the sand quickly came to his defense and blocked it. Akira quickly removed his fist from the burning sand and Naruto watched the sand retreat back to his form. I don't remember telling it to block. How'd it move? Naruto wondered in thought, but he couldn't dwell on it long before Katomaru charged at him. Naruto was about to attack, but Kasumi came from behind him and pushed Katomaru to the side and out of Naruto's way. Sorry, but your fight's with me, Katomaru, Kasumi said with a growl. She dropped low to her stance in front of Naruto, and to Akira and Katomaru, she seemed to be protecting Naruto while the blonde was her support. Naruto had just turned into a long-range fighter and Kasumi would be his protector as the close combat fighter. Ready, Kasumi-chan? Naruto asked. Kasumi grinned while her nails grinned the grass and the ground, leaving some claw marks. Let's go, Naruto-sama, Kasumi said, and Naruto nodded. Naruto shot out his hand, and on that command, the sand shot at Akira and Katomaru, which made the two dodge. Kasumi ran at Katomaru and quickly kicked him across the face, but Akira grinned when he managed to catch Kasumi's kick in time and hurled her at the ground. Kasumi gasped and was about to cushion the blow to the ground, but she landed in something soft and turned to see Naruto's sand softly holding her. The blonde allowed some of his sand to return to normal so he wouldn't burn Kasumi. Setting her on the ground, the blonde shifted his gaze back to Akira and Katomaru. With a quick flash of hand signs, Naruto's burning sand seeped into the ground, and before long the blonde s his hand to that ground and yelled. Moaru Sabaku. Tajusuna Yari, burning sand. Multi-Suna spears, Naruto shouted, sending dozens of sand-like spears at Akira. Said Inuzuka cursed, and with Katomaru, the two maneuvered through the barrage of spears and successfully made it to the ground. Not bad, brat, Akira said and made his own hand signs. Naruto eyes locked in on the hand signs, and while he wasn't sure if he should copy this or not, now wasn't the time to be second-guessing himself. Kaiten, Kami no Hanketsu, fire release. Divine Judgment, Akira yelled out and sent the fire at Naruto. Kasumi jumped behind Naruto while Katomaru did a Suga in the fire, increasing the fire's intensity. Naruto cursed and added chakra to his fist. He shocked everyone who was watching when he s the ground, making it crack underneath the pressure. Moaru Suna no tape, burning sand shield, Naruto yelled and his sand immediately shot up to block the fire. The flames collided with the sand and Naruto could feel the heat on the other side of the wall of sand. How are you hanging, Naruto-kun? Kyuubi asked in thought. Naruto kept pouring chakra into his sand to keep it up and grinned. This might be tough, Kyuubi-chan. His curse mark is making him move faster than before. Also, this sand is draining my chakra. Thanks to my reserves and your chakra I'm fine, but if I continue to use this sand then I might fall soon, Naruto answered and turned back to his problem. The flames subsides and Naruto let the sand down. It was amazing how his sand was able to block that fire, but he knew that this was far from over. Naruto could just win with Amaterasu, but he doubted Akira would give him the chance for the blonde to focus on his body. Alright, Naruto-kun, do you remember that other feature I told you about your dojutsu a few months back? Kyuubi asked. Naruto raised an eyebrow at thought back to his successful mission from Wave Country. Flashback. So I don't have to close my eyes each time I switch between bloodlines? Naruto asked. Kyuubi shook her head while she roamed her cage. No, you don't, Naruto-kun. Granted, it helps, but it isn't required. Plus there is another feature to your dojutsu that you will just love, but I can't tell you no. It will run the surprise, Kyuubi replied. Naruto widened his eyes and decided to voice his complaints. What? Come on, Kyuubi-chan. I thought we had a no-secrets relationship going on here, Naruto said, and Kyuubi giggled playfully in her serene environment. Sorry, Naruto-kun, can't tell you, but trust me when I say you will love it. Flashback end. Naruto widened his eyes that he did in fact remember that. It felt so long ago that he did hear her say that and it slipped his mind. However, it must be important now and Naruto really wanted to know before he dropped his sand. So what is it, Kyuubi-chan? Naruto asked. Kyuubi grinned at Naruto's enthusiasm and she knew the risks, but Naruto would be fine. She knew that much for her blonde. Keep in mind that it takes a large amount of chakra to do, but you'll be fine. Now then, do you know what bloodlines you've copied so far? She asked in thought. Naruto raised an eyebrow and tried to remember. He had his Shinseinagen, Haku's Ice, Kakashi's Sharingan, Neji's Byakugan, Gaara's Sand and the Inuzuka Taijutsu, if that could be considered a bloodline, but he figured it was. Yeah, I know, so what's the importance here? Naruto asked again and Kyuubi grinned. She was such a genius that it almost scared even her at times. Naruto-kun, focus on two particular bloodlines you want to use. Your Shinseinagen has to be active for you to use this feature, but regardless of that, your sand is out now, try using something else, Kyuubi said, and Naruto raised an eyebrow. He looked at his sand crumbling and looked at his other hand. He held it out and it made him gasp when he formed an ice senbon. His eyes gleamed and he turned to Kyuubi. You mean if my Shinseinagen is active, I can use two bloodlines at once? Naruto asked. Kyuubi nodded with her same foxy grin. That's right. It will take a lot out of you the first time, but as you use this feature over and over, your body will become accustomed to the rapid changes of bloodlines. Now go and get him, Naruto-kun, Kyuubi said. See the connection to her. Naruto grinned with a nod and turned to Kasumi. Kasumi-chan, until I say so, I want you to stay out of the fight for a bit, Naruto told her. Kasumi widened her eyes and immediately shook her head. No, Naruto-sama, I can fight just fine, Kasumi countered, but Naruto smiled and rubbed her head, making Kasumi blush. I know you can, Kasumi-chan, but trust me on this. My control might be shot, so I don't want you getting hurt while I test this out, Naruto told her. Kasumi looked into Naruto's blue eyes and bit her lower lip. She hated that she was so vulnerable to his eyes when he looked at her like that. Kasumi stood to her feet and nodded. 30 minutes, Naruto-sama. I'm coming back after that. I couldn't live with myself if I lose you, Kasumi stated, walking to a vacant spot. Naruto thanked her and watched his sand fall. He saw Akira and Kotomaru grinning at him. Akira looked to see Kasumi walking off and turned to Naruto with a scowl on his face. You trying to prove something, brat? Akira asked, and Naruto narrowed his eyes. He tried to focus his chakra on the two bloodlines that he would use at the moment. No, I just don't want Kasumi-chan getting hurt over something that has to do with you and me alone, Naruto retorted, and Akira raised an eyebrow. He saw Naruto's mysterious smile and for some reason it pissed him off so much, but he had to admit that Naruto was right. Kotomaru, get back. I'll take care of this whelp myself, Akira said to his companion. Kotomaru wanted to retort, but Akira sent him a glare that made the dog whimper and walk back. He then turned back to Naruto and the marks on his body grew more evident. All right, brat. It's just you and me now, brat. I'll make sure you know your place, Akira boasted, and everyone gulped when the chakra around him grew a bit more malignant. Bring it on, Akira. I'll show you how serious I am about keeping Sum-chan, Hana-chan and the Inuzuka clan from you clutches, Naruto said to him. Akira growled and seethed. Naruto always had such a mouth and it was pushing Akira to the limits of his patience. In a flash, Akira erased the distance between him and Naruto as he let out a punch. Then try it, he yelled, and his fist collided with Naruto's sand, but unlike the last time, Akira didn't withdraw his fist. He persisted through and pumped chakra into his hand. Naruto widened his eyes when he saw Akira's nails coming through his sand. The blonde looked at his left hand and sighed while his Shinseinigan flared. Time to see if this works like I want, Naruto said, and using that one hand, he did his one-handed hand signs and, finding all the small traces of water in the ground, he stomped the dirt. Haku smiled with a sense of pride and watched Naruto use her clan's bloodline. Hyoten, Sensatsu Susho, Ice Release, 1,000 water needles of death, Naruto yelled out, and the countless barrages of needles charged at Akira. Said Inuzuka gasped and in a blur of speed evaded the water needles. He backflipped, then skidded to the right, dodging all the strikes. Naruto narrowed his eyes and quickly maneuvered his body to the right when he saw Akira throw a kunai at him. It was easily blocked by the sand, so Naruto didn't have too much trouble with it. Alright, it works now, then I'll make you pay, Naruto said, going through another set of hand signs. Akira widened his eyes when he saw the sand swirled around his foot and slowly creep up his body. The Inuzuka cursed while Naruto wrapped Akira's entire body in sand and hoisted him into the air with a glare that made Akira nearly shake from looking into his Shinseinigan eyes. Moru Sabaku Q, burning sand coffin, Naruto yelled out as he remembered what Gaara tried to do one time when he, Kiba and Haku fought him in the Chunin exams. Everyone watching gasped at the captured Akira, but the most surprised were Sum and Hana. Naruto-kun's doing it. He's beating Akira. Ka-san, I think Naruto-kun could win, Hana said, and Sum chuckled. You doubted Naruto-kun. Hana, you need more faith in him, Sum said, and Hana narrowed her eyes at her mother. Ka-san, weren't you sweating slightly when Akira sent that giant Kaiten jutsu at Naruto-kun? Hana asked, and Sum turned her gaze from her daughter, who chuckled at her. Meanwhile, Sasuke was watching the match, but he clenched his teeth tighter and tighter when he was being reminded of the distance between him and Naruto. The blonde had surpassed him in nearly all aspects, and Sasuke was getting sick of it. First, it was the council telling him he needed women to revive his clan. Second, Genma wouldn't send him on higher missions to test his power. Lastly, he was forbidden from using the one source of power he felt he had. They all wanted to stop him. To keep him as the village's prize. He wanted revenge. He didn't have the time for girls. When Sasuke saw Akira fight with the curse mark, he suddenly realized the power that Konoha wanted to hide from him. The speed that made Naruto actually focus to see. The power and chakra that was poured into the techniques and the strength. There didn't seem to be any downside to this. Orochimaru was right. I've got to get out of here. If he can give me power, then I'll take it from his hands. He might actually be useful to me, Sasuke thought with a grin that made Sakura and Ino looked at him with worry in their eyes. Naruto used his sand to tighten Akira, making the Inuzuka wince at the pressure of the burning sand. It also added that he was starting to get burn marks across his body from Naruto's sand. Naruto made another one-handed hand sign and he calmly placed his hand on the ground. Hyoten, Hiru no Haka, Ice Release, Grave of the Ice Dragon, Naruto yelled as the ground began to open up. Inside was a hole filled with ice spikes, and everyone had to wondered where Naruto was getting all this water from. Maybe he's using his own chakra. With his reserves as large as they are, it wouldn't surprise me, Kurenai stated, making some people nod. It was still a strange sight, but Naruto was finished. Alright, give up, Akira. I can drop you in this ice grave right now if I want to. It's over, Naruto told him. Akira narrowed his eyes at Naruto and then smirked. His body was shaking and suddenly he bursted out laughing. Kasumi suddenly got a chill up her spine, and so did Hana and Sum. You think you've won, kid? You haven't even scratched the surface of what I can do. My fun time with you is over and I'll get serious. Akira's curse marks wrapped around his entire body. His hair grew longer and his teeth sharpened. So try, his skin grew dark and his eyes turned into perfect S. Not to S. Akira screamed out and Naruto felt his sand crumble. The blonde widened his eyes at the new Akira who looked more like an animal than a human being. Kasumi stood to her feet fast, but Naruto shook his head and told her to stay where she was. Kasumi gritted her teeth, but complied with Naruto's orders. The sand around Akira dropped and Naruto narrowed his eyes. He was probably in some trouble right now. Great, out of one problem and into another. His chakra increased drastically. What did Orochimaru give him anyway? Wait, was it that Hiki he tried to give me that one time? Naruto wondered and suddenly paled. Well brat, are you ready to fight? Akira asked. Naruto looked at Akira and held up his hand. Just one question, Naruto said and Akira gritted his teeth. Was now really the time for questions? What? Akira asked in a pissed off tone. Where did you get that Hiki? Naruto asked. Everyone got a blank look on their face then sweet dropped. Leave it to Naruto to make a situation less serious by asking a question like that. He. Ha. Everyone turned their heads to see Kiba laughing along with Haku. Both laughed and after them was Kyubi, then Hana, and even Sume. It seemed everyone just forgot the mood and started laughing. Akira gritted his teeth and growled at Naruto. What does it matter where I got this? You'll be gone soon enough anyway, Akira said and in a blur of speed, he quickly appeared in front of Naruto. The blonde gasped and was sent flying into a tree. Everyone stopped laughing and saw Akira in a foul mood. Naruto got up slowly, but fell to his feet. Damn, that hurt, Naruto said holding his stomach. Akira quickly appeared in front of him and kicked him across the field before the blonde could react. His speed increased to an amazing degree and in that speed he appeared behind Naruto. The blonde cursed and twisted his body to avoid the strike. Naruto barely dodged the hit and with a flip of his foot he managed to hit Akira over the head, but the Inuzuka blocked that hit and grabbed Naruto's jacket. The blonde gasped when Akira wrapped his arms around Naruto's body and the two were sent spiraling into the ground. I've been working on this technique for a bit. If you survive, which you won't, tell me what you think, Akira said as they spiraled into the ground. Gyakuga, reverse passing Fang, Akira yelled as he s Naruto into the ground head first. It was simply a variation of the primary lotus, but it probably wasn't as powerful, but with Akira's curse mark, the destruction behind it was devastating. Everyone gasped when they saw the dirt and dust pick up from the explosion. Naruto-kun, Hana yelled. Sume narrowed her eyes and gritted teeth through it. She wanted to move, but she couldn't. The dust settled and Akira, still in his new form, smirked when he saw Naruto on the ground. The blonde was motionless while Akira walked up to him. That's the difference between you and me, Akira said with Katomaru barking in agreement with his statement. Kasumi widened her eyes and quickly ran to Naruto's aid. The blonde's clothes were in tears and he wasn't looking good at all. Naruto-sama, are you alright? Kasumi asked. Naruto squinted his eyes on Kasumi's form and then turned to Akira. Akira, you bastard. I'm not done with you, Naruto said and Akira turned around and scowled at the blonde. Hana and Sume smiled while Kiba cheered for his buddy. Naruto struggled to his feet, but with Kasumi's help he stood up just fine. Still trying to act tough, huh? Akira said and with his quick speed he grabbed Naruto by his tee and kicked Kasumi away from the blonde and into a tree. Pathetic. A real pup knows when to walk with its tail between its legs, Akira said and Naruto glared dangerously at the Inuzuka with his Shinseinagen active. Akira narrowed his eyes at Naruto's and brought the blonde closer to him. What's that look for? Akira asked. Naruto coughed slightly from the last attack. Even if he used his sand to cushion that blow, it still hurt like hell. Not to mention that the use of two bloodlines at once was taxing on his chakra. He only had one shot, it was all he had going for him right now. Kyubi-chan, I need your chakra right now. Not a lot, but enough, Naruto said in thought and Kyubi looked at the ground for a second. If it's only a little then fine, Naruto-kun, Kyubi said to him. Naruto nodded and he knew he would have to put it all into what he had planned. He was sure Akira was tired also. That curse mark must have been taking up his chakra. It just had to be. Plus, that form was getting tougher to look at. Naruto suddenly felt his chakra reserves fill and he could feel it go through him. Naruto grinned and reached into his pouch. For what he had planned he would need to do it faster, but this was alright for now. Naruto took out a seal and s it on Akira's sea. The Inuzuka looked down at it and while he was distracted Naruto sent a chakra-enforced punch to his face making Akira fly into a tree. Kotomaru whimpered at the sight of his master getting her and Kasumi was the same, but both followed their master's wishes and stayed back. Akira coughed and looked at the blonde who put some real distance between them and grinned. So the pup still has some fight left, huh? Akira said with a smirk. Naruto cracked his knuckles. Akira wanted for the blonde and Naruto breathed deeply. He would only have one shot at this and he hoped it worked. Naruto charged at Akira in an extreme speed that made Akira whistle at his speed, but he could keep up and ran at Naruto. The crowd looked on as the two were about to collide. Some of them closed their eyes for fear of what would happen to either of the two fighters. It over now, brat. Akira yelled and swung his fist and Naruto grinned which wasn't lost to Akira and, making everyone gasp, he disappeared in the Hiraishin and appeared behind Akira. Naruto quickly went through his hand signs and gripped his right arm. It cackled in lightning loudly and the blonde wanted to be quick. Chidori, Naruto yelled and s Akira into the air. Akira gasped at the hit, but Naruto wasn't finished. He was going to make Kyuubi's chakra boost count. Akira screamed as he was launched into the air and Naruto grinned. He really had to thank his father for making the Hiraishin, no matter how chakra draining it was. The blonde disappeared again and appeared behind Akira then held out his left arm. A blue ball appeared in his hand and Naruto could only grin that Kyuubi's chakra was being used and his plan was working. Not done yet. Rasengan, Naruto yelled and s the spiraling sphere into Akira's back. Akira yelled out his pain as he was sent flying into the ground. Naruto still didn't want it to end. He wanted Akira down and he was going to make sure as hell that Akira stayed down. Said Inuzuka s into the ground with a gasp and Naruto vanished again. He appeared above Akira with both his hands stretched out. Rasengan, Naruto yelled and s the dual Rasengans into Akira again making them both grind against his back and make the field explode. The wind, dust, and dirt picked making everyone close their eyes from the impact. So that's what he wanted my chakra for. Naruto-kun, you're so reckless, Kyuubi thought with a smile. That's my Sochi. He's just like his father, Kushina said mentally. It took a while, but the dust finally settled and everyone saw a panting Naruto standing over an unconscious Akira. His curse marks had receded and the Inuzuka was back to normal. Naruto gave out heavy breaths and turned to all the others watching. I think I overdid it, Naruto said as he hit the floor and passed out also. Everyone seemed generally shocked by the outcome, but nonetheless people were happy. Tsunade grinned and walked up to the two unconscious fighters. The winner is Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze. He wins the fight, Tsunade declared. Naruto-kun won. Hana yelled and suddenly Kiba stood to his feet. He ran over to Naruto and grabbed the blonde. Nice going, man. You really showed him, Kiba said to the unconscious blonde. Everyone else crowded him while Kiba helped Naruto to the compound. I guess he's gonna sleep it off, Car-san. Kami only knows how this fight looks, Kiba said turning to the damaged field. Tsume nodded and looked at Naruto's sleeping face. He really fought hard not just for me and Hana, but for the Inuzuka clan also. I knew I made the right choice when I met you, Tsume thought as everyone walked off. Inuzuka compound, 5 hours later, sunset. Naruto's eyes cringed as he looked at the room he was in. The last thing he remembered was knocking Akira out with his new Rasengan version, the Rasengan. It really worked out better than the blonde planned. It would have made a better impact if he used that alone instead of mixing the Chidori, Hiraishin, and 3 Rasengans into one move. It really made him pass out too. Ugh, what happened? Naruto wondered as he slowly stood up from the bed. He rubbed the back of his head and saw some of his torn clothes on a chair. The blonde was out of his normal clothes and was wearing just his boxes and his white t-shirt. He saw everything was fine, but his swords were gone. Naruto sighed as he went downstairs. He at least decided to put his pants on before leaving though. I wonder where everyone is. I passed out before I heard if I won, Naruto said to himself. The blonde walked downstairs and saw the lights on. When he came down, he saw lots of people conversing and talking. One person looked at him and grinned. Hey everyone, Look who's up, Kiba said, alerting everyone. People turned their gazes to Naruto, and the blonde was immediately met with countless cheers and claps. Not even a second after that did Naruto receive a bone-crushing hug from Hana. Naruto-kun, you're up, Hana said, making Naruto gasp. Not for long, Naruto managed to say, and Hana blushed before letting him go for the blonde to breathe. Sorry about that. I was worried, Hana said, and Naruto smiled. We were all worried, Tsunade said, offering Naruto a drink. The blonde looked at the cup and quickly took it into his hands and gulped down its contents, making people laugh at him. By the way, where are my swords? Naruto asked them. Kiba sighed and looked at the ground in embarrassment. Yeah, sorry about that, Naruto, Kiba said, pointing out in the field, allowing Naruto to see Tenten checking the 3 swords out with a look of glee on her face. Naruto sweet dropped and then sighed. Forget it, Kiba. So where's Akira? Naruto asked them. Everyone seemed to quiet down while Tsunade spoke. He was banished from the clan a short while ago. I told him to tell me the origins of that curse mark. At first he refused, but Anko gladly told me that it was from Orochimaru. So I not only banished him for danger to the clan for associating with an S-rank criminal, but he's been placed under arrest by Konoha since our personal clan matters are over now, Tsunade said to Naruto. The blonde looked at the ground and narrowed his eyes. Oh, I see, Naruto simply said, and for a while there was some silence from everyone, but then Kushina spoke up. However, Naruto-kun, if you ever do anything that chakra exhausting again, I'll hurt you myself, Kushina said, and Naruto chuckled. Tsunade then squeezed Naruto's cheek, making the blonde yell at her to let go. I'm with her, Naruto-kun. Don't do that again, Tsunade told him. Naruto nodded with a smile as he rubbed his cheeks free of the pain. He got it, Naruto said, and then he was met with a plate of food. Eat up, Naruto-kun, this is a celebration after all, Haku and Kyuubi said at the same time. Naruto chuckled with a nod and settled for eating the delicious food. He saw some of the others around, but Sasuke and Sakura were gone. He assumed the emo left and the Banshee with him. He also saw Fu conversing with the other genin. She seemed to be reserved about it, but Naruto knew she would come around. Come on, Fu-chan, lighten up. No one here is gonna hurt you, Naruto told her. Fu looked at Naruto and blushed before looking at the ground with a nod. So Naruto, by any chance did you think you would win that fight? Kiba asked. Naruto stopped eating and looked at his plate. Honestly, I think I only won because Kyuubi-chan told me about my Dojutsu special feature that I didn't know about. I'll have to train to get it down. Trust me, I think the only downside to my Dojutsu is the chakra tax. I guess it shows that even my Dojutsu has a setback, Naruto said to Kiba. Are you kidding? With chakra reserves like yours, why should that be a setback? Kiba asked. Naruto chuckled with a nod. I see your point, Naruto said, finishing his plate. He then stood to his feet and looked around the room. Kiba, where's Kasumi-chan? Naruto asked. Kiba's smile faded and he pointed somewhere out in the woods. She left about half an hour ago. She was kind of sad, so we just left her alone. We don't know what she's doing, Kiba said, and Naruto sighed. Yeah, this was gonna be a long talk. Thanks, I'll go look for her, Naruto said, walking off, but he didn't get far before Tenten stopped him. Naruto, where did you get these swords? They're amazing. I haven't seen anything this well crafted since, well, anything. Tell me who made them, Tenten said to him. Naruto gave a sheepish chuckle as that was a hard one to answer. Sure, he could tell her, but would she really believe that he simply got his fire sword because someone didn't know its value, he got the wind sword from a raging storm that happened a few weeks ago, or that his lightning sword came from him thanks to an A-rank missing nin? Oh yeah, she'd really believe that of all things. Found them? Naruto asked like an answer. Tenten raised an eyebrow, but before she could say anything Naruto ran off, leaving a confused Tenten behind along with the festivities at the Inuzuka compound. Naruto walked through the thick forest and saw that the moon was already out. He sighed and wondered where his cute dog girl was. Kasumi had always been with Naruto, and not seeing her when he woke up was kind of saddening. Kasumi-chan, where are you? Naruto wondered as he traversed the woods. He really wanted to find Kasumi, but for the life of him he couldn't. If only he could find her by some means of contact. Wait, Naruto said, closing his eyes. After a short time, He flashed the Byakugan and using its ocular powers, he managed to increase the range of his find and actually found Kasumi about half a mile up ahead. Naruto grinned as he switched back to his regular eyes and shot towards her location. Meanwhile, Kasumi sighed as she looked at the moon in the sky. She wanted to be with Naruto and see if he was up and about, but something stopped her from going. She headed out to the woods to think and be alone, but that wasn't working out for her at all. So she simply settled for sitting on the soft grass and looking at the moon. It was then that her ears twitched and she turned her head. "Hey Kasumi-chan," Naruto said with a smile. Kasumi widened her eyes when she saw Naruto, but the blonde wasn't met with a smile, only a frown. "Naruto-sama, you're up. I'm glad for that. I'd like to be alone right now," Kasumi suddenly said, and Naruto stopped advancing towards her. "Is there something you need to talk about?" Naruto asked her. Kasumi narrowed her eyes and her tail swayed a bit. She then proceeded to get up and face Naruto with her head down. "It's something I want to think about on my own, Naruto-sama," Kasumi said, walking off. Naruto was about to turn around and leave Kasumi to her thinking, but then he stopped. He never was one to leave people to their problems by themselves, so why should he start now? Naruto turned to see Kasumi gone a bit ahead and ran to catch up to her. In a few minutes, Naruto was walking behind Kasumi, who sighed. She knew Naruto wouldn't leave her alone if she had a problem, but he didn't have to keep following her, right? "So what is it, Kasumi-chan?" Naruto asked with the same smile he always had on his face. Kasumi's eyebrow twitched and she continued to walk. Naruto walked up to her and Kasumi walked a bit faster. This process continued for about 5 minutes until Naruto narrowed his eyes and grabbed Kasumi's left arm, surprising the dog girl. "Kasumi-chan, please tell me what's wrong," Naruto told her with his softest glare. His smile was gone and the look of concern adorned his face. Kasumi trembled underneath his gaze and relented. She bit her lower lip and looked at the ground, but Naruto wouldn't have any of that. He gently cupped her cheeks and drew her eyes back to his. "Tell me please," Naruto pleaded. Kasumi balled her fists and then lunged for Naruto's t-shirt and actually cried. "Why, Naruto-sama? Why did you fight without me? I know Katomaru was out also and that the fight was a one-on-one fight, but I could have helped you, so why did you tell me to stay back?" Kasumi asked him. Naruto widened his eyes at her words and it was his turn to look at the ground. "Kasumi-chan, is it because you thought I'd get hurt or would I get in the way? I was fighting just fine, so why did you take me out?" Kasumi asked, clutching Naruto's shirt. "No, Kasumi-chan, you could never get in my way," Naruto told her. "Then why didn't you let me fight with you? I had been there when you fought that A-rank missing nin, I was there when you fought your sensei, I fought Orochimaru with you, Gaara, and those Oto shinobi won that mission. I've been in every fight with you to the end, so why couldn't I finish this one with you?" she asked again. "I guess I was scared," Naruto told her. Out of all the things she could have guessed, that definitely wasn't one of them. Kasumi stared into Naruto's eyes and the blonde wrapped her in a hug. "What were you scared of?" Kasumi asked lowly, but Naruto heard her anyway. "I was scared that I would lose you, Kasumi. I never got over how I couldn't beat that Oto Jonin and couldn't protect you. I didn't want to see that again. A useless me while you tried so hard to protect me. I just couldn't let that happen again. Kasumi-chan, you know I love to fight with you. I trust you to be my partner through it all and I'd rather have no one else by me than you," Naruto told her. Kasumi smiled and leaned into Naruto's sea. She gave it a soft rub and looked back up at Naruto. "So I don't get in the way?" Kasumi asked. Naruto smiled and surprised Kasumi with a K on the lips, making her gasp, but she wrapped her arms around Naruto and returned his affections. "You could never get in the way, Kasumi-chan. Now let's go back. I'm sure some of the others are worried about you," Naruto told her. Kasumi nodded and the two continued to walk, but Kasumi stopped for a second. "Naruto-sama, do you think it's wrong for me to love you?" Kasumi suddenly asked. Naruto raised an eyebrow at her. He wondered what brought on a question like that, and Kasumi decided to explain. "Katomaru said that my love for you is sick. I know some of the other members have felt this way, but the way he said it unsettled me. Naruto-sama, do you think it's weird for Mita as a dog to fall for a human?" Kasumi asked. Naruto gave a smile and walked up to Kasumi. Tell me Kasumi-chan, do you think it's wrong for me to love you? Naruto asked, making Kasumi stare at him. She wasn't sure how to answer that. She knew Naruto just turned the question on her, but she didn't mind. Maybe she wanted to answer it for herself. And Naruto-sama, I'm not sure, Kasumi said, looking at the ground. Naruto chuckled and looked at the moon. Kasumi, do you remember the day that you actually changed into that form? Naruto asked her. Kasumi looked over our body and nodded. How could she forget the most drastic change she had ever wanted to undergo? Of course I do, Naruto-sama. I could never forget it, Kasumi replied. Then do you remember what you told me you wanted that day? Naruto asked her. Kasumi looked at the ground for a second to remember that day, and suddenly she widened her eyes and looked at Naruto. And Naruto-sama, I said. You said you wanted to start a family with me, Kasumi-chan. Do you think I'd want to have a family with someone I didn't love? I think I told you this before, Kasumi-chan, but I'll say it again. I love you, Kasumi-chan, don't let anyone tell you different, Naruto told her. Kasumi widened her eyes and nodded. Yes, Naruto-sama, I do love you. I know I love you. I'm sorry about that, Kasumi replied. Naruto smiled as he scratched his dog girl's ears, making her growl lowly. Nothing to be sorry for, Kasumi-chan, Naruto told her, and the two walked back to the Inuzuka compound with soft smiles on their faces as they enjoyed each other's company. Somewhere in the forest, Sasuke cursed and yelled out at the moon. He wanted power. He wanted his revenge. He wanted Itachi to pay for all the damn things he did, but he was no closer to completing his goal. The last Uchiha was fed up with Konoha and its restrictions. They just wanted to hinder him. No one wanted him to succeed. The only place where he could get his power was from Orochimaru. That's it. I'm leaving this damn village. Who needs these worthless people anyway? Always getting in my way. I should dump this damn village right now. Stupid CRA and its rules. I don't even care about any damn girls. Why the hell should I have to go and find them then? That stupid sensei doesn't take me on any of the higher missions that I need to gain power anyway. They told me I shouldn't use the curse mark, my one ticket to power. Well, F all of you. I'm going, and by the next morning and you'll never see me again. Sasuke shouted out. Well, that makes this easier than we thought. Sasuke turned his head to see four people come out of the woods. One was fat, the other had 6 arms, another looked like a freaking one-eyed ghost, and the last was a female. Who are you? Sasuke asked them. We're escorts of Orochimaru. We were told to bring you to Orochimaru-sama as soon as possible, the guy with 6 arms said to the Uchiha. Sasuke raised an eyebrow and smirked. Well, what took you so long? It's time to leave this damn place behind, Sasuke said, and the four nodded in agreement. Sasuke-kun. Everyone turned to see Sakura arrive from the woods, and Sasuke scowled. This wasn't what he wanted right now. Who's this be? The redhead of the four asked. An annoyance, Sasuke replied. Sasuke-kun, don't leave Konoha. Please take me with you. I can help you with your revenge, just don't leave me, Sakura said in tears. Sasuke rolled his eyes while another of the four spoke. I'm gonna be sick, the fat one said, until the others nudged him to be quiet. Sasuke walked up to Sakura and looked her right in her eyes. How can you help me when you can't even help yourself at times? Sasuke simply asked and turned to leave. Sasuke, if you leave I'll scream, and Sasuke vanished and disappeared behind Sakura. HMPH, you really do like to try my patience, Sasuke said as he s her in the N. Sakura gasped and dropped to the ground in tears. Kinda harsh, aren't you? One of them asked. I could care less. I'm going to grab my stuff. It's time to get started with my revenge, Sasuke said with a grin that was magnified by the moon as he walked off. Next morning, Naruto sighed as he woke up in Tsume's room. Good morning, Naruto-kun. How did you sleep? Tsume asked him. Naruto grinned and took a seat at the table. I slept real good, Tsume-chan. Fighting all day for the one you love makes one tired, Naruto replied, and Tsume gave a small blush to his response. She quickly decided to set the food on the table and gave Naruto his own food, which the blonde accepted with open arms. It didn't take long for Naruto to get to eating his food and for Tsume to eat hers. They both enjoyed the silence of the compound and simply relished each other's presence. It was then that Tsume studied Naruto's form for a bit. She admired the toned muscles the blonde was starting to show along with the way his eyes seemed to be piercing anything they saw. She felt a mysterious warmth from them and his bright attitude. She figured someone like Naruto really had no chance of being real, but he was right in front of her. In a lot of ways Naruto was so much better than Kobayashi that much was certain to Sume. He had all the endearing qualities of a mate that Sume could feel attracted to. He wasn't intimidated by her even when she wanted to be, he still wasn't. He knew when it was time to be serious and time to be fun. He actually made her feel like a woman, which she was, but being the Inuzuka head somehow gave the appearance of being the male dominant, so that's what most thought Sume was, but not Naruto. He just saw a tough, strong woman leading the clan. Tough and strong, but still a woman nonetheless. So Naruto-kun, what are you going to do now? Sume asked. Naruto looked up from his food for a second and thought over her question. Well, I'm gonna go see if I can't help Fu-chan with some fuinjutsu today and also train in some kenjutsu. I do need a partner also, Naruto said, letting it trail towards Sume. The Inuzuka head chuckled and took a bit of rice into her mouth. I'd love to, but I can't. I have a mission later, so I'll need to be well rested and start packing, Sume told him. Naruto's good mood deflated slightly at not having Sume around for a bit. Now he would have to find something to do after giving Fu her lesson. Sume noticed Naruto's depressed look and grinned before she ruffled his hair. Which was a sign of complete affection to members, normally lovers and mates, so Naruto was alright with it. Don't worry, Naruto-kun. I'm sure you'll have something to do while I'm gone, Sume said, and Naruto just sighed. He hoped she was right about that. Naruto had no idea that his prayers were just about to be answered for him. The Namikas and the Inuzuka were brought from their moment by a frantic knock on the door. Sume walked towards the door and opened it to see an Anbu in front of her. Sume Inuzuka, is Naruto Uzumaki Namikas with you? He asked her in a rushed tone. Sume nodded and motioned for Naruto in a hurry. The blonde quickly ate his food and made himself known to the Anbu. What's going on, Sume-chan? Naruto asked, and Sume shrugged that she didn't know. Both turned to the Anbu, who seemed to be relieved. Finally, I found you. I tried your house, but they said you weren't back yet. They told me to check the Inuzuka compound and I found you. Lady Tsunade has requested your presence immediately, the Anbu said, and Naruto raised an eyebrow. He wondered what was up with Tsunade and nodded. He then bid Sume a goodbye and good luck on her mission. Sume watched her blonde leave her house and she quickly shut the door and started to pack for her own mission. With Naruto and the Anbu ran towards the Hokage mansion, and out of the corner of Naruto's eye was Kiba and Akamaru along with Kasumi. Hey Naruto, Kiba yelled, and Naruto turned his head to see his best friend rushing towards him. The blonde gave Kiba a quick hello and gave Kasumi a slight pat on the head, making the girl growl lowly. It seemed she was still as much a dog as she was human. Kiba told Naruto he had been informed to come to the Hokage mansion also, and soon they all dashed for the mansion. It didn't take long, only about 5 minutes, and they came into the receptionist room and ran up the fleet of stairs. Naruto knocked on the door and waited for his permission to enter. Come in, Tsunade yelled, and the Anbu opened the door. He bowed to the Hokage as Naruto, Kiba, and Kasumi came through the door. Tsunade-sama, I've brought Namikaze-sama and Inuzuka-san, the Anbu said, making Naruto narrow his eyes with the damn sama added to his name, but he quickly dismissed it off. Tsunade nodded and allowed the Anbu to leave. Naruto and Kiba saw Shikamaru, Neji, Choji and Haku in the same room along with Sakura, whose eyes were probably from crying too much. Alright, so everyone's here then. I will get right to the chase. Last night, Sasuke Uchiha left the village, Tsunade said, and quickly got some reactions. Shikamaru, Haku and Neji narrowed their eyes while Kiba, Naruto, and Choji showed shock. The blonde Tokubutsu Jonin balled his fists and gritted his teeth. Was power that much of an obsession to Sasuke that he would leave Konoha to go get it? He left. But why and how? Haku asked the Hokage, who was about to explain, but Shikamaru stopped her and he continued. If we think about it, it's not that impossible to believe. Sasuke has his ambitions, and to fulfill it, he needs power, and he thinks he's not getting that in Konoha, so he left. I also think that the fight that Sasuke saw with Naruto might have spurred Sasuke on to achieve his power, Shikamaru theorized, and everyone could agree that it was a sound idea. So when did he leave? Naruto asked, trying to keep his anger in check. Tsunade noticed that, but didn't say anything about it. I presume that Sasuke left last night. Apparently Orochimaru is quite anxious to see the Uchiha and couldn't wait, so he sent 4 of his best guards to go get Sasuke, Tsunade reported. Everyone gasped when they heard that, and then Tsunade stood to her feet. Everyone, you must retrieve Sasuke Uchiha at all cost. This is a B rank mission for all of you. You'll be known as the Sasuke Retrieval Squad. Since he is the highest, Naruto will lead all of you off in 15 minutes. Remember that time is of the essence, people. Once Sasuke crosses the border, there is no way we can chase him down, Tsunade told them. Everyone nodded and were about to leave, but Sakura stepped forward. Lady Tsunade, I would like to go with them, Sakura announced. Everyone looked at her in confusion and slight awe while Tsunade placed her forehead on her hands. I'm sorry, Sakura, but you can't go. You already tried to stop Sasuke and that didn't work, so you will stay back, Tsunade ordered. Sakura wanted to retort that and say something, but she knew that she should just keep her mouth shut this one time. Naruto, Sakura said, and the blonde turned to her, almost surprised that he didn't hear the Barker reference to his name. Sakura cried and held her hands to her eyes. She looked at the ground and bowed to the blonde. Naruto, I know I haven't been nice to you and you have every right not to listen to me, but please, please bring Sasuke home. This is a once-in-a-lifetime request. Just bring Sasuke-kun back, Sakura said, crying, and everyone turned to Naruto. The blonde looked at Sakura with a slight impassive face, but in his eyes he looked at Sakura with some sympathy. Naruto walked up to Sakura and proceeded to lift her head up. Fine, Sakura. If it'll make you happy, then I'll bring him back. I promise, believe it, Naruto said to her. Sakura widened her eyes as she watched Naruto and the others leave the room. They all quickly dashed home to pack for their trip, with Naruto and Haku going back to the Namikaze compound. I can't believe Sasuke-san left the village. I wonder what he's thinking right now, Haku said, and Naruto sighed. Guys like Sasuke usually only had one-track minds, so it was relatively easy to know what was on their minds. I'm not sure, Haku-chan, but for right now we'll have to hurry up and get our stuff ready, Naruto told her. Haku nodded in agreement, and then Naruto grabbed her, making the ice user blush before they disappeared in the Hiraishin. Namikaze compound. Instantly Naruto and Haku appeared into the house and the blonde quickly unlocked the gates. Both came inside to see Fu, Kyubi and Kushina in the living room. Hello ladies, Naruto said, earning a giggle from each of the 3 present. Fu got to her feet and walked over to the blonde and held up her book. So when do we start my lesson, Naruto-kun? Fu asked, and Naruto then his forehead. He forgot that he had to teach Fu the Fuinjutsu. Damn it, Sasuke really could ruin things for everyone even when he wasn't there. Sorry Fu-chan, I just got a mission. It seems that Sasuke left the village, so I've got to go get him back, Naruto said, making the 3 women present gasp. We have to leave in about 15 minutes, so we can't really stop to talk, Haku said, running into her room. Naruto chuckled with a nod, but then he bit his thumb and the ground. Kuchio's no jutsu, Naruto yelled, and instantly a small fox was placed next to him. The fox bowed to Naruto and then Kyubi. Aya, can you teach Fu a little bit of Fuinjutsu while I'm gone? Naruto asked the tiny fox. Yes Naruto-sama, it would be my pleasure, Aya said, and jumped to Fu's shoulder. Naruto patted Fu on her other shoulder and gave an apologetic smile. Deal with this for now, Fu-chan. I promise I'll help you when I get back, Naruto said to her. Fu merely nodded and turned to Kushina. Would you mind helping me also? She asked. Kushina raised an eyebrow, but nodded that she would love to. They didn't notice that Kyubi had disappeared back into her seal. It wasn't that she wanted to, but she figured that there might be something worth investigating about Naruto's dojutsu that she designed. Well, I'm gonna go pack. I'll see you girls later, Naruto said, going into his room. 15 minutes later, Naruto and Haku appeared in front of the gates of Konoha, and they saw Shikamaru, Neji and Choji along with them. It didn't take less than a minute after Naruto and Haku that Kiba arrived and everyone was in place. Naruto looked from everyone and checked all his clothes. He had 2 of his swords on his back and the third was strapped to his waist. The blonde nodded to himself and walked forward. Everyone found the situation ironic. They never thought they'd be taking orders from Naruto, but the world was a funny place, wasn't it? Alright guys. I'm still new to leading missions so it's still an experience for me, but we'll get our job done. Okay, show of hands, how many people like the emo? Naruto asked, and it was to be expected that no one raised their hands. They all at best tolerated Sasuke if not anything else. Yeah, me neither. Kiba and I know from experience how much of an a Sasuke is, but that team is a part of Konoha and in the words of Shikamaru, it'll be troublesome, but we have to get him back. We lay down our lives for our comrade, Naruto stated, and everyone chuckled. Shikamaru gave a small blush and rubbed the back of his head. I couldn't have said it better myself, Shikamaru replied, and everyone chuckled a bit more. After that, everyone got serious and Naruto decided to start. While he was packing, he used those 15 minutes to come up with a plan of action. Alright then. We'll do this in pairs. Since there's 6 of us, I think it would be better if we didn't fight them alone. Tsunade Barkan said Orochimaru sent some of his guards to get Sasuke. I think I don't have to tell all of you that if Orochimaru sent them then they aren't pushovers. So I think we'll play it safe with that. I'll make the correct adjustments as we go along through this mission, Naruto told them. Everyone agreed with him and the blonde started to tell them everything. Alright then. Since we have a wide range for vision and smell, I think Neji and Kiba will be in front with me and Kasumi-chan in the back of them. Next will be Shikamaru and Choji since their families complement each other's skills. Well, Haku-chan has been training with Tsunade Barkan and she's got excellent tracker's skills along with stealth, so she'll be our back support, Naruto assessed. Everyone seemed to follow him and the blonde walked past the gates. Alright everyone, let's move, he told them. Everyone nodded and Kasumi changed to her dog form. She slipped into Naruto's jacket and everyone shot off. They figured Sasuke couldn't have gotten far and they wanted as much time as they could possibly get. With Sasuke and the Sound Ninja 4 were currently walking through the Forest of Fire country and onward to Oto. Sasuke grinned as he finally had the chance to get his power and Kei-Itachi. As they walked, Sasuke turned to see the other 4 had stopped walking and the brunette Uchiha raised an eyebrow. What are you doing? Let's go, Sasuke told them. The 4 looked at each other and nodded. Yeah, keep your shorts on em. Saken tell this a what's up already, Tayuya yelled and Saken sighed. He nodded and brushed his hand through his hair. First of all Sasuke, before we continue to walk anymore, I'm afraid you'll need to rest this once, Saken said with a grin. Sasuke narrowed his eyes and watched the other 3 smile also. He tensed when he saw Saken reach into his pocket, but he calmed down when Saken held a pill in his hand. Unknown to you, the curse mark has a second stage. There are 2 ways of getting it. The first is the longer way of having your body grow accustomed to the seal, but the second is what we've done. This pill will force your body to adapt to the seal and its power, granting you more power than you could ever think of, Saken told him. Sasuke seemed to grin at the chance, but the fact of having to made him question it. So if how will I be able to use the seal? Sasuke asked. Saken nodded and turned to his 6-armed comrade. He was called Kidomaru and he really was a freaky person. He placed a seal on the ground and out came a small container. Sasuke looked at the wooden container and turned back to Saken. That's what we're for. We are experts at barrier jutsu and for the duration that you're inside this box your body will get used to the seal which will prevent it from completely KU. When you awaken you will feel amazing, Saken told him and handed Sasuke the pill. The Uchiha looked at the pill for a bit and sighed. Fine then. I'm in your hands, but if this is a lie then I'll make you regret it, Sasuke said looking at all 4 of them. The 4 grinned at Sasuke while the Uchiha took the pill and swallowed it down. Nothing happened for a few minutes, but then Sasuke's body started to heat up and he suddenly fell to the ground. Ah! Sasuke yelled as he hit the floor. Quickly, we mustn't waste a single second, Saken said and everyone gathered around. They did their hand signs and immediately Sasuke was placed into the container. Shikamaru, 4 black mists formation, they all yelled simultaneously. Suddenly a black mist appeared for a while and was absorbed into the container. It was placed with 4 or 5 suppression seals on it. Everyone sighed and slumped to the floor. Looks like we made it in time, Kidomaru said to them. Everyone nodded and then they gave the container to their big teammate, Jirobo. Why do I have to carry it? Jirobo asked them. Because your fat A is the strongest of the 4 of us. Now stop your Complain and get to trudgin', Tayuya ordered. Jirobo gritted his teeth at her, but grabbed the container and hoisted it over his back. Fine, let's just go. We can't disappoint Orochimaru-sama, Jirobo said, and everyone immediately nodded. They knew he was right, so it was time to go. They all dashed for the trees and went on their way. With the Sasuke retrieval squad. The sun was going down. It was starting to turn to nighttime. They had been tracking the Sound Ninja 4 for hours and they didn't seem to be getting any closer, but they felt like they were, so they decided to keep running. Kiba, Akamaru and Kasumi could still smell Sasuke's scent, so it wasn't lost to them. Haku was also using her exceptional abilities at tracking to find them. She told the group that they weren't very far behind. Apparently one set of tracks was more sluggish than before, like it was carrying something heavy. So on that note, everyone quickened their pace. Hey everyone, let's stop for a minute. We'll take a break. In the meantime, Neji and I will scout ahead, Naruto told them. Everyone nodded and quickly settled down. It was then that Naruto and Neji went a bit further ahead and left the others to their own devices for a bit. After gaining some distance between the group, Naruto turned to Neji and pointed out in front of him. Neji, on the count of 3, let's use the Byakugan to see how far they are from us. We might be able to sneak up on them if we're even a little close to lucky, Naruto told him. Neji nodded and the two counted. 1, 2, 3. Byakugan, they shouted at the same time, and they instantly used their Byakugan to see over a long distance. Due to training with clones, Naruto could probably see as far if not slightly further than Neji, but it didn't matter. As for them, both shinobi could see 4 figures in a large container. They seemed to be resting for a bit. You see them, Neji? Naruto asked. He knew he could see them, but just wanted to be sure that Neji could also. Yeah, I see them. I think they're resting right now. Though there must be some kind of special barrier jutsu, cause I can't see what's inside that container they have. I see they're from Oto who attacked us, so they must be with Orochimaru. That means it's the group that Sasuke took off with. I think Sasuke might be inside that container, for what I don't know though, Neji told Naruto. The blonde nodded and he could even see the thin layers of chakra that covered their area. Apparently someone didn't want Naruto and his group to get to them undetected. Well, that was to be expected anyway. Alright then. Come on Neji, we'll rest then we'll continue. We don't want to lose them, Naruto told the Hyuga. Neji agreed and the two went back to the group to tell everyone else what they had discovered. Their break lasted for about 30 minutes and then they decided to go. By then, the sun was long gone and night had settled it. The moon was high in the sky and the perfect time to move was now. Alright, is everyone ready? Naruto asked. They all nodded and the group ran off. Naruto and Neji warned them about the traps so it would be easy to avoid. They were at least an hour and a half away from the enemy, but they still had to be cautious. Alright everyone, let's move. Remember to stay alert and avoid traps, Naruto told them. Everyone nodded and quickly took off to the trees to erase the distance between them and the Sound Ninja 4. It took quite a bit of time, at least half an hour or so, to actually get within range of the enemy for the Konoha shinobi. Naruto's plan was, when they were close enough, to cause a distraction while someone grabbed the container and shot off while the others fought the Oto shinobi. They start to creep through the thicket of bushes, careful not to make a sound. When they got close enough, Shikamaru noticed some wires and told everyone to stop. Hey Naruto, you see these? Shikamaru asked. The blonde Jonin nodded and everyone decided to step back and wait for a bit. We shouldn't touch these. They're laced with chakra. One touch of these and the vibration will alert our enemies. We should proceed with caution. We're still quite a distance from them. If we want any chance of getting to Sasuke, then move easily, Neji told them. Everyone nodded and made it their mission to get through the traps the enemy laid. They moved softly and were able to get through most, but it scared the hell out of everyone when Kiba almost touched one with his foot. It was all thanks to Shikamaru and his shadow possession that they weren't detected, but what they didn't know was that one of them was double-wired and Choji stepped on it. With the Sound Ninja 4, all 4 of the group were sleeping peacefully around the container that held Sasuke in its place. As they slept, Kidomaru felt his index finger twitch and his eyes quickly shot open. He then sucked his teeth and stood to his feet. We got company closing in fast, Kidomaru told them. Everyone's eyes shot open and Tayuya cursed their luck. OF. Just what we need right now. Let's get the hell out of here, Tayuya uttered, and everyone nodded. Jirobo quickly picked up the container and the four shot off through the woods to get clear of the incoming annoyances. About 20 minutes later, Naruto and his team came to the site where the Oto shinobi were uncursed. Damn it, if only we were faster. Sigh. Alright, let's hurry up. The stealth part is pretty much over since they know we're following them. It would be best if we caught up with them now before they gain any more distance over us, Naruto told everyone. They all nodded and quickly vanished into the night. The long game of cat chasing mouse was going on for a while. It even continued well into the daytime that Naruto and his team caught up with the Oto shinobi. The Sound Ninja 4 stopped in an open field and Jirobo placed the container on the ground. I've had enough of this running s. They're probably weaklings, so let's go take 'em out now. Jirobo told them. Everyone sighed and looked at the big teammate. Damn it, Jirobo, now is not the time. We have to deliver the Uchiha to Orochimaru-sama immediately. We don't have the time to deal with your issues, Saken told him. Jirobo huffed and looked towards the tree where Naruto and his group were about to come from. Fine, then you guys go ahead. I'll take care of them all right here and now, Jirobo told his teammates. Everyone gritted their teeth at him, but they did think about it. They really needed to get some time away from Naruto's group, and if Jirobo could stall them, then that was all the more great for them. Fine, but you'd better catch up if you know what's good for you, Kidomaru said, using his 6 arms to pick up the container. Tayuya, Saken and Kidomaru then ran off, leaving Jirobo in the fields. About 5 minutes later, Naruto and his team came through the bushes, but the blonde had Haku stay back just in case. Alright, make it easy on yourself and hand over Sasuke right now, Naruto yelled out while his team glared at Jirobo. The Oto shinobi chuckled and turned to see the face of everyone. Well, I guess I should congratulate you guys on actually getting this close to us, but this is as far as you go, Jirobo told them. He infused his fist with chakra and the ground, making it quake. Everyone felt their balance shift slightly and almost fell to the floor. That's some monstrous strength, Kiba said to them, but then turned to Naruto and grinned. The blonde had a glare. If it was going to be a power fight, then Naruto had learned from one of the best there was. Not bad. Now let me try, Naruto said, covering his own fist in chakra. He the ground and made it shake even louder than Jirobo. The blonde was actually pissed off. He didn't have the time to deal with this. Jirobo gasped at Naruto's strength and wondered how a puny runt could be stronger than him. This brat. He's no joke, Jirobo thought to himself. Meanwhile, Naruto lifted his hand and cracked it. It's not complete. Man, this requires some wicked control. Oh well, I'll practice it later, the blonde thought to himself and turned to Jirobo. Now move or we'll take you down, Naruto said to him. Jirobo laughed loudly and placed his hand on his head. Are you stupid or something? You think that just because you can do that you've beaten me? Jirobo asked in between laughs. Naruto narrowed his eyes while Kiba and Choji gritted their teeth at him. We don't have time for this, Naruto said and threw a kunai at Jirobo. The man easily dodged the attack and watched as the kunai embedded itself into a tree past him. Was that all you got, brat? Man, your team must suck if you're their leader, Jirobo told him. When that was said, 2 people snapped. Choji stepped forward and Haku made herself known from the trees. Naruto-kun, you go ahead. Choji-san and I will handle this guy, Haku told him. Naruto narrowed his eyes and really thought about it. What do you think of this situation, Kyubi-chan? Naruto asked his tenant. Kyubi stopped looking at her designs for the dojutsu and looked up. If it's for time, Naruto-kun, then this is the best option. I'm not sure what to say, but you're calling the shots, Kyubi told him. Naruto balled his fists and cursed. He never wanted them to actually split up, but he had no choice. Naruto walked up to Haku and gave her a soft peck on the cheek, making the girl blush at him. Be careful, Haku-chan, Naruto whispered to her. Haku nodded and gave Naruto a gentle smile across her face. It made Naruto feel a little less tense. The blonde walked back to the others and sighed. Haku-chan and Choji will handle this. Let's go, Naruto told them. Neji, Kiba, and Shikamaru looked from Haku and Choji to Jirobo, then back. They wanted to refute and protest to Naruto's order, but they all knew he was right. Time was of the essence and they had to get their mission done. Got it, Naruto, Kiba told him. Naruto nodded and Jirobo stopped his foot. Don't think I didn't hear you guys. You're not getting past me. Jirobo told them. Naruto ignored him and turned back to his team. Hold on to me guys and be prepared to run. We'll only have him shocked for a few minutes, Naruto told them. Everyone wondered what he was planning, but obeyed and each touched his clothing. Naruto grinned and using his chakra, they disappeared in the Hiraishin. The kunai that Naruto threw was one of his father's specially made kunai and instantly they appeared behind Jirobo. The sound ninja gasped at what they did and Naruto shot off. Come on, go now, Naruto told them. Neji, Kiba and Shikamaru nodded and, with Naruto, they shot off forward leaving Haku and Choji behind. Jirobo sighed and turned back to his remaining entertainment. Well, your S-leader is just full of surprises, isn't he? Jirobo asked and Haku grinned her sword. Choji cracked his knuckles and both glared at Jirobo. For insulting Naruto, we'll never forgive you. They yelled and quickly Haku erased the distance between herself and Jirobo. She had been training her speed while she spared with Kushina. Fighting with a Kenjutsu legend really was fun and beneficial. She tried to S at Jirobo, but he dodged the sword much to Haku's surprise. Not bad, Jirobo said and Haku narrowed her eyes. She quickly jumped back and avoided a hit from the Oto Shinobi, but luckily for her Choji came rolling it at a high speed and S into Jirobo. Haku grinned at Choji's help and while he was spinning, she was doing her hand signs. Her sword grew colder and she brought it back. Hyoten, Sumatai K's no Ken, Ice Release, Sword of the Cold Wind, Haku yelled and ran back at Jirobo. Choji stopped spinning and backed up while Jirobo nearly dodged Haku's strike. He looked to see only a bunch of ice shards where he would have been and sweated. He was already getting cornered and it was pissing him off. Alright, if that's how you two want to play then I'm game, Jirobo said and instantly Haku and Choji were put on the guard. This fight was just getting started after all. With Naruto and the others. Naruto and his team raced through the forest to catch up to the enemy. It was then that Kiba closed the distance between himself and Naruto. Naruto, are you alright? Kiba asked him. Naruto sighed and nodded. I guess. Though I don't like that I had to leave them, Naruto said to the others. Everyone nodded in agreement with him on that. It really left a bad taste in their mouths to actually leave their friends behind. It's a mission. We'll just have to get ours done faster and help them out. We'll just have to trust them, Shikamaru said and the others agreed. They could feel themselves getting closer to the enemy, but then they were surrounded by a giant spider web and cursed. Well, looks like you stumbled into my trap. Now none of you will escape, Kidomaru told them. Naruto turned to Neji and he nodded. He wasn't sure how good this might be, but it was worth a try. Shikamaru, Kiba stand back, Naruto said as he did his hand signs, but dodged when Kidomaru threw 3 curved blades at them. You think I'm gonna let you go through with that? He asked them. It was then that Kiba and Shikamaru went to challenge Kidomaru while Naruto and Neji got themselves out of the pickle they were in. Naruto restarted his hand signs and Neji focused his chakra again. Kaiten, Gyu no Jutsu, Naruto yelled and sent the blazing fire at Neji. The Hyuga grinned and began to spin. The fire collied with Neji's Kaiten and the Hyuga yelled out their new collaboration jutsu. Goen Kaiten, flame rotation, Neji yelled out and a fierce spiraling flame was sent around the entire webbing melting it and allowing Naruto and his team their freedom. Impossible, Kidomaru said and after he stopped spinning, Neji turned his gaze towards Kidomaru and in a swift fashion, he appeared in front of the Oto Shinobi and waved a palm strike and launched him towards a tree. Naruto-san, you have to keep moving. I'll take care of this guy. Don't let them get away, Neji told him. Naruto sighed, but nodded. He gave Neji his thanks and he, Shikamaru, and Kiba shot off. Naruto-san, Sasuke might be a prick, but he's stuck in the darkness. I know you can get him out of it. Just like you did with me, Neji thought and grinned. Now then, how about I show you the Juken of the Hyuga family, Neji said and Kidomaru grinned. This might just be worth being a decoy. With the other sound ninja 4. Damn it, wasn't Jirobo supposed to stall them? It figures he'd let some get by. This is so damn annoying, Tayuya said as she watched Saken carry the container. It's not like we have a choice here. We have to get this brat to Orochimaru-sama, Saken said and Tayuya sucked her teeth. What does it matter anyway? As soon as the brat is with Orochimaru, I'm getting out of there. Without kin there's no point to staying anyway, Tayuya said to herself in thought. Normally she'd never try anything against Orochimaru, but she had enough. It was time for her to leave and leave she was going to do. Where she was going to go she had no idea, but any place without Orochimaru must be good. Well, let's hurry up then, Tayuya said, but then Saken sucked his teeth. He felt Naruto and the others right behind him again and they were fast approaching. Damn it, don't these guys ever give up? Tayuya asked and immediately Saken gave Tayuya the container and then he made a copy of it. You go. I'll lead him away. Just hurry up, Saken said, dashing off. Tayuya cursed and ran off. Meanwhile, Naruto and his friends came through the trees again and looked around. His scent is this way, Kiba said, but then Naruto looked the other way. Yeah, but she's going another way. They both have the same container. Looks like we'll have to split up, Naruto said and opened his jacket. Kasumi jumped out and stretched her legs. Kasumi-chan, can you go help Kiba? Naruto asked her. Kasumi nodded and changed to her human form, which still made Kiba and Shikamaru blush, but now wasn't the time for that. Alright Naruto. Kasumi, Akamaru and I leaving. We'll be seeing ya, Kiba said, dashing off after Saken along with Kasumi. Naruto and Shikamaru turned to each other and nodded at the other for them to continue onward. With Haku and Choji, both shinobi were on the ground panting. They were tired. Still they managed to win. Jirobo's body was due to a giant S across his C and a fierce crater from a punch. Haku could honestly say that she and Choji just barely survived that fight. If Choji didn't eat that mysterious red food pill that she saw him take, then they might have actually S. It astounded Haku that the Oto shinobi had the same curse seal and even had a step beyond that. He really was a pain in the Haku. They left. As a note, Choji said to her and Haku giggled while on the floor. What does it say, Choji-san? Haku asked, not really wanting to speak, but she just did for the sake of it. Choji smiled as he looked at the wall which read, "Don't S on us and catch up when you can." Choji finished reading and Haku sighed with a gentle smile. I don't think we'll be going anywhere, Haku said with a sigh. Choji nodded and the two rested in the sunny field. No kidding, Choji said as he closed his eyes and Haku closed hers. With Neji was having a tough time also. His body's injuries were even worse than Choji's or Haku's. He looked like he had been hit several times with bows from an arrow which he had. Neji was able to suppress Kidomaru, but it really costed him a lot. It turned out that Kidomaru was quite the archer and marksman. He had figured out the blind spot of Neji's Byakugan which would leave him vulnerable. It took all of Neji's wits just to avoid all his serious injuries he would have taken. Neji managed to hit all of Kidomaru's vital spots with his Juken. It turned out that the arrow that he used to hit the Hyuga with was laced with chakra that was connected to his internal chakra network, so Neji was able to take advantage of that and was able to strike his chakra network even from a long distance. Kidomaru wouldn't be causing Neji any more problems. Now all he had to do was stay conscious. It's up to you, Naruto-san. Bring Sasuke back, Neji said as he leaned on a tree and passed out. With Kiba, Akamaru and Kasumi. Kiba, his dog, and Kasumi managed to catch up to Saken. It wasn't hard when the guy wasn't really trying to move, so that made it easier. Alright, hand over that container and we might not kick your Kiba said to him. Saken chuckled and then gave a full-blown laugh. Well, there is a problem with that. You see, it's like this, Saken said, and the container puffed away. It turns out Naruto was right. It was a decoy. Oh well, at least Naruto and Shikamaru were on the right track. Now Kiba and Kasumi could deal with Saken no problem. Well, I'm gonna make this quick for the both of you. I'll go all out from here on end. Ready, brother? Saken asked, and suddenly the second head on him grinned and responded. Ready, brother. Let's show them the terror of Saken and Akon, the brother said, and the two allowed the curse mark to completely take over the bee. They looked to be one person, but they could actually split in two. That is one freaky trick. The circus must pay you a lot, Kasumi said, and despite the situation Kiba actually laughed. The two brothers gritted their teeth and charged at Kiba and Kasumi. Kasumi shifted into a high John and Taijutsu stance and was more than ready. Kiba and Akamaru used the man-beast clone jutsu to make two Kibas. Saken said as he sent a punch at Kasumi. The dog girl blocked it and went for a midsection kick to the ribs, but she underestimated the density of Saken's skin and simply watched him skid back. Didn't even hurt, Saken said, which made Kasumi growl at him. Alright, so it wasn't going to be as easy as she thought. Kasumi decided to go on the offense and, with thanks to Kyubi for brushing her up on her speed, she disappeared in a fast movement that could rival Lee without his weights on. Kasumi might have been the female version of Lee. Not having any genjutsu or ninjutsu, but straight taijutsu. Maybe she should become the taijutsu mistress of Konoha, but anyway. Kasumi appeared behind Saken and her fist into his face, but didn't stop as she launched her foot towards his stomach. Saken fell the ground and as soon as Kasumi touched the rocky floor she pivoted her body to bring her left foot towards Saken's face, sending the Ottoman flying. I'm in good shape today. I must be hyped or something, Kasumi said and continued her O. Meanwhile, Kiba and Akamaru were having a tough time dealing with Akon. The bastard was as slippery as they came. Kiba and Akamaru jumped back, then Kiba crossed his fingers. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Kiba yelled, making 2 Kiba clones. Akon raised an eyebrow, but watched as Kiba smirked. It's time to show you why this dog has a lot of bite. Kiba yelled and immediately his clones charged at Akon. The brother of Saken was overwhelmed and tried to block each Kiba, but it wasn't meant to be as the Kibas kicked him into the air. I knew Zuka, the Kibas yelled, and soon the real Kiba and Akamaru appeared above him and began to spiral as they into his body. Gatsuga Renden, Kiba finished as they sent Akon into the ground. Kiba dispelled his clones and huffed. Akamaru yipped at him and Kiba patted his dog's head. It's alright, Akamaru. I'm fine, Kiba said, but then he got a chill when he heard a voice behind him. But you're not going to be for long, Akon said, and Kiba shifted his gaze behind him. Akon slowly started to seep into his body and Kiba felt the right side of his body go numb. Damn it, Kiba said, and Akamaru looked worried. Akon had possessed a bit of Kiba and grinned. This is my Kekai Genkai. I get to take over a portion of my enemy's life. We now share the same form. Your heart is my heart, Akon said, and Kiba gritted his teeth. Meanwhile, Kasumi was continuing her relentless barrage of attacks on Saken. She was really loose and she felt more fluid with her movement. She was able to measure her chakra so that she could do as much damage as she wanted. She even made Saken be a few times, and that allowed her to see that she was making progress. Kasumi was about to unleash another punch, but stopped when she saw Saken point to his left. Kasumi turned her head to see an Akon possessed Kiba with a kunai to his T. I think that's enough out of you, girly, Akon said, and Kasumi growled. Saken stood to his feet and wiped off the bee from his face. Well, that's the way it goes. Now stand there and take this, Saken said, his fist into Kasumi's stomach. The dog girl gasped and dropped to the floor. Saken didn't let up as he continued his constant barrage of attacks on Kasumi. Kiba balled his fist and quickly his leg. He stiffened through the pain, but Akon yelled out that same pain and Kiba yelled. Kasumi, just fight. I'll be fine. This guy won't risk me if he himself, Kiba yelled, and Kasumi huffed. She saw the total conviction in Kiba's eyes and nodded. She grabbed Saken's punch and grinned. There's a new taijutsu move I've been working on. Why don't you watch me do it? Kasumi said and quickly kicked Saken back. She dropped to all fours and her claws scratched the ground. In a blur of speed, Kasumi disappeared and quickly came behind Saken. She launched him into the air with a kick and appeared above him. Kasumi gave a feral grin and quickly hugged Saken tight. Omotsuga, primary passing fang, Kasumi yelled, and she began to spin violently towards the ground. Kiba saw it was a simple version of Lee's Omote range, but what he didn't know that Kasumi wasn't. She spun towards the ground. Kasumi only had one thought. Kyubi-sama, thank you for the training, Kasumi said in thought and smiled at Saken. Ya no, a human couldn't do this without strenuous exercise and fitness, but I'm different. As a half dog, half human, that limitation isn't set on me, Kasumi said and spiraled Saken into the ground. Kasumi quickly rebounded and crossed her fingers. Okay, so I can do one jutsu sumi. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu, Kasumi yelled and made one clone. That was her limit. Only one clone, and this was her only jutsu, but it would have to hold. Alright, let's go, Kasumi said as she and her clone ran at Saken. Kasumi kicked Saken in the air and the clone kicked him across the plains. Seeing his brother in trouble, Akon got off of Kiba's body and ran for his brother. Kiba grinned and quickly gathered his chakra. Come on Akamaru. Let's show them right now. Henge, Kiba yelled and both disappeared in a puff of smoke. Meanwhile, Kasumi and her clone were fighting Saken and Akon, but they all stopped when they hear a growl. Everyone turned and widened their eyes when they saw Kiba and Akamaru as a giant two-headed wolf dog. Alright, now it's show time. Kasumi, move. Kiba yelled out and the dog duo launched into the air and with a giant spin they charged at Saken and Akon. Garuga, wolf fang passing fang, Kiba yelled out and Kasumi instantly moved out of the way. Kiba spiraled into Saken and Akon and tore through their bee. What the hell was that? Akon wondered. Kiba grinned and decided to speak. This is our transformation. We move so fast we can't even see, but we can smell you just fine. You have some of my bee on you and that's enough, Kiba said and was about to charge again, however Saken and Akon bit their thumbs. Garuga, Kiba yelled and went after them again. Meanwhile, Kasumi did a Suga and piggybacked off of Kiba's technique to enhance her own. The severe spiraling winds were mixed into her own and Kasumi's Suga was now more than double the strength of a regular Gatsuga. Zetai Suga, absolute passing fang, Kasumi yelled out and the three attacked Saken and Akon, but the two brothers their hands on the ground. Rashuman, they yelled and immediately a large Oni gate came between them, Kiba and Kasumi. That wall is indestructible. Nothing can break it, Saken and Akon said. Kiba, Akamaru and Kasumi into the wall and didn't stop either. They were going to break it one way or the other. When Saken and Akon saw how the wall was cracking they started to sweat. That's not possible, Akon said and they watched as Kiba and Kasumi tore through the wall. They gasped and tried to evade the incoming drill-like attack, but were too slow and they were hit right on with it again. Kiba, Akamaru, and Kasumi poured all their chakra into the attack and swiftly sent the brothers flying. When everyone stopped spinning, Kiba and Akamaru puffed back to their human selves and dropped to the ground. I hope that's it. I can't fight anymore. I'm out of chakra, Kiba said with a smile. Kasumi nodded and dropped to the ground also. I can only hope that Naruto-sama is doing better than we are, Kasumi said laying on the ground. Kiba nodded in agreement and softly petted a sleeping Akamaru. With Naruto and Shikamaru. Shikamaru, if you have a plan, then I would like it right now, Naruto said dodging a demon figure. Shikamaru sighed and dodged two more. They finally managed to catch up to Tayuya, but she wasn't going down without a fight. She was already in her Curse Mark II form and was using her flute to attack Naruto and Shikamaru. Not to mention that she handed the container to a guy named Kimimaro not too long ago. Just a minute. Damn, this woman is troublesome. Alright Naruto, you go ahead, I'll handle this, Shikamaru said and Naruto shook his head. We should just take her together, Naruto told him and honestly Shikamaru would like nothing more, but time was critical. Naruto, just go. You're the leader so you need to go get Sasuke back. I'll keep her here, Shikamaru said and Naruto turned to him. Shikamaru gazed into Naruto's eyes and realized he had his Dojutsu active. It must have been for trying to fight Tayuya, but that wasn't the point right now. Like this, Shikamaru said and instantly Tayuya gasped when she was frozen in place. Naruto closed his eyes and turned to Shikamaru. Looks like Ukekai Genkai is gonna help me fight, Naruto said and Shikamaru sighed. So the Nara clan wasn't the only one with the shadow possession now. You really are troublesome, you know that? Shikamaru asked. Naruto shrugged his shoulder and smiled. Hey, someone has to be, don't they? Naruto asked and with a kunai he disappeared behind Tayuya and shot off, but for some reason he looked back at the redhead and grinned before going on. Why did that F just grin at me? Well, whatever, now it's time to kick this current F, Tayuya said in thought. You know your friend is S. Kimimaro is never a pushover. He capable of being even your best jonin, Tayuya said and Shikamaru raised an eyebrow. Well, Naruto's no pushover either. He'll win and you'd better believe that Sasuke is coming back to the village with us, Shikamaru uttered. Tayuya grinned and simply looked at the pineapple-haired boy. What makes you think he'll win? Tayuya asked. It was Shikamaru's turn to grin and he rubbed the back of his head, which in turn made Tayuya rub her head also. Well, I trust in him. Besides, as far as I know, no Tokubutsu Jonin is a pushover either, Shikamaru said, making Tayuya widen her eyes. With Naruto. The blonde Tokubutsu Jonin ran through the trees of the forest and was determined to catch up to Kimimaro. He wasn't going to stop here. That still had his A-kicking coming for leaving Konoha. Naruto was gonna make Sasuke regret it. The blonde noticed Kimimaro in the fields and came down also. Slippery aren't you? Naruto asked. Kimimaro had an impassive face on and simply placed the container on the ground. Don't interfere. It will only be bad for you. I will deliver Sasuke to Orochimaru-sama, Kimimaro said to Naruto. The blonde narrowed his eyes and unconsciously showed his Shinseinigan again. Orochimaru-sama, man f that snake Sanin. How the hell can people be this stupid when it comes to serving one guy? It really pissed Naruto off. It was like these people couldn't think for themselves. If I hear you use that word, I'm gonna lose it, Naruto said, and Kimimaro sighed. It was no use talking to those who didn't know anything about what others went through. Soon the container puffed and both looked to see Sasuke come out. He had a grin on his face and turned his gaze to Naruto. Sasuke, get over here. I'm taking you back to Konoha, Naruto told him. Sasuke, hmphed, and ran off. It seems that Sasuke has made his choice, Kimimaro said, blocking the path. Naruto narrowed his eyes and cracked his knuckles. Then I'll make the choice now. If Sasuke returns, then I take him back, but if he doesn't, then I'll take his back by force if I need to, Naruto said, and Kimimaro narrowed his eyes. You'll never get past me, he said, allowing the curse mark to cover half his face. Naruto went through his hand signs and gripped his right hand. It began to cackle and chirp with lightning while Naruto grinned while his eyes seemed magnified by the Chidori's appearance. Then I'll beat you down until I can pass you, Naruto said, and charged at Kimimaro. That will be all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment down below for more videos. Goodbye.